Hey there traders, welcome to another market update video. Today is the 19th of April 2021. We're going to start off on Bitcoin on the daily chart here. First off, I do want to say this was a overnight dump. None of us could have expected this dump to happen. As price came down, we saw volume going down, so we expected price to be scooped up and continue onwards and upwards. This entire accumulation area here still continuously printing higher highs and higher lows. So we're still medium term, longer term bullish on Bitcoin here, but we did have an unforeseen spike. This is something we call a black swan event, something that cannot be seen through technical analysis. So this obviously happened over the weekend, but closing above the 55 exponential is still a bullish sign in my opinion, and not closing below this previous swing low. We did have a lot of volume coming through on this candle. So usually when you see volume like that, on a candle like that, we usually go and backfill all the way back down to that spike low. For example, right here, we saw that similar spike, and then we came back to backfill that spike. Let's see if we can find another one right over here. We saw that spike, and eventually we came back down to backfill that spike. So it's to be expected that we might see some more downside action here. Let's just get another example of that. Let's see if we can find another spike. There's a spike to the upside, and you can see the continuation to the upside was to try and backfill that spike. So I would expect the backfill of this spike to happen. And if that is the case, then we could see Bitcoin coming back down to $50,100. This previous little accumulation zone right here that I've got drawn in, you can see before the initial breakout here on the 7th of March, we had this little accumulation zone that acted as resistance, support, resistance, resistance, again support, and now again support. So this would be a major level that I'll be paying attention to. If the price does make it back down there, I'd be bullish on that, looking for it to continue onwards and upwards from there. Our current all-time high for Bitcoin is standing around $64,986.11, almost 65K, not quite there yet. So let's talk about lower term time frames and shorter term time frames. So we wanted to take a short position around 57,800 yesterday. I expected the price to basically explode to the upside, trigger us in, and then continue down. Unfortunately, we didn't see that spike. So that makes me a little bit skeptical to see the price maybe bounce a little bit higher. I do want to point this out. Look at this. Price is going up and volume is coming down. So let's have a look at what that means. Price is going up, volume going down, usually gets sold back into. Price going up, volume going down, usually gets sold back into. So again, price going up, volume coming down. I'm very skeptical about this bounce. I do think it's going to be sold back into, and if we can get a reason to start shorting Bitcoin today, we're definitely going to take that opportunity. I do think we'll see a short-term bounce all the way back up to 59,400-ish level. This green zone right here, this liquidity zone. This is the liquidity zone that I'd rather want to short instead of this. I wanted to see a quick spike rejection. Didn't see that. That usually means we might see some further continuation to the upside. But I do think we will see some major rejection around 59,000, let's call it $400. So definitely going to be looking to take a short there. I'm going to stay away from limit orders since the market is this volatile. So we're going to manually enter market positions. So please be aware of that. Over the next couple of days, if I see a reason to enter the market, it might be a market buy or a market sell. So you'll have to react on that fairly quickly. So for Bitcoin here, shorter term, I do expect perhaps a little bit more of a bounce here, coming back up to 59,400. And it's like I said, this is the zone where I'm going to be looking to take some short positions, even if it's just a short-term short, and we can bank some profits of that. And to the same token, if we start breaking down in price from this angle, from this point, and we only make it up to 57,885, and we see rejection from there with decent volume, then I'd still consider taking a short position on this one. Overall, still looking pretty constructive medium term. Shorter term, though, I do think Bitcoin is going to make its way back down to around $50,000 even. Next on the list, we've got Ethereum. So Ethereum also had that quick spike down to the low side over the weekend, got bought straight back up, closing above the 21 exponential, closing above the previous high. This is a very bullish sign again. So Bitcoin, medium term, long term bullish. Ethereum, medium term, long term bullish. However, shorter term, we have reversed the trend. We are now making lower lows and lower highs. And we can see that this is the rejection level that I'm paying attention to. So if we can see, again, look at this, price action going up, volume going down. There's no participation from the buyer's side as of yet. So if we can see Ethereum get rejected and we find some kind of entry reason around this point, we're definitely going to take a short position on that. But if we see Ethereum break out to the upside and close a 4-hour candle above $2,370, then I would look for continuation to the upside. So it's a bunch of trades lining up. We just need to be patient, wait for the market to show us exactly what it wants to do here. On the daily chart, you can see that we spiked down to this previous level of structure perfectly and then continued up. But again, usually when you see these kinds of spikes, again, look at that spike right there. You see a backfill. You see a spike like that, you see a backfill. Not always, but you do, usually, most of the time. There's another spike, you see the backfill. So I do expect some more short-term downside here for most of these cryptos. And if we can get a reason to enter on some short positions, we'll definitely take them. And if we do get a reason to go long on these coins as well, we will take them. I'm very interested in buying Ethereum down at 1,950. For Bitcoin, I'm very interested in buying Bitcoin all the way back down at 50,000. Let's call it 50,150. Let's talk about Bitcoin Cash. Similar, exactly the similar, a very similar setup, excuse me. Spike down to previous highs, got bought straight back up, plenty of volume on that spike. So I do think, and I do expect a backfill to happen. And this is where I'm going to be looking to buy around $750 per Bitcoin Cash. Like I said, shorter term, I do think we'll see some more meltdown in price here. Even if we only made it back down to 780, I would still look at that as a buy opportunity. This one is looking a bit toppy to me, more than the rest of the coins. So I think this one short term might be popping back down at the very least back down to $900. I'm not too confident in trading this one unless we do make it back down to 730. That's why I'd like to buy some Bitcoin Cash, but I wouldn't want to short this one. Mainly because of the reasons that these candlesticks do not line up with the way that I like to short a market. We do see a little bit of volume coming through from the bulls on this candle right here. So perhaps we see continuation. Any kind of close above 1059, let's call it 1060, I'd be looking for this one to further extend itself and come and test and sweep the highs around $1,200 per Bitcoin Cash. Chainlink had the similar spike. This was the spike of doom. Just liquidated a bunch of shorts. A bunch of long positions. I think there's billions and billions of dollars that were liquidated on some of these coins. So I would expect a backfill again. Look at this. We see the spike. Yes, we can continue higher for a little bit, but usually we come and backfill those kinds of spikes. So I would expect this spike to be backfilled at the very least back down to $32 even. This is an area of interest for myself to take long positions for Chainlink. Shorter term, however, this one is looking pretty bullish. We did have volume on this previous bullish candle. So if we can continue seeing bullish signs here and continue to the upside, then I would definitely take some long positions. However, I don't think we're there just yet unless we can break through this trend line. If we can break through this trend line, I'd be very, very bullish on Chainlink to continue to the upside. But this trend line is going to govern price action until we see that breakout with decent volume. So for me, personally, I think Chainlink will be coming back down to $36.52, somewhere around this area. Then perhaps we can look at a possible bounce from that and continuation to the upside. If not, uh, area of interest for me is around $31.50, $32. That's where I would like to buy some Chainlink. Next one we're going to look at is Uni. This one also another spike from hell. This one just went all the way through to our previous low, as you can see right here, and currently did close above our previous swing high, which is currently still an uptrend. We do see a massive spike. Again, you can look at the history of this coin. We usually come back down to backfill those kinds of spikes. So do we see that backfill happening? I do think this one's going to backfill. More likely than most of the other ones. This one's looking a little bit more bearish on the shorter term time frames. So for myself, I would like to go short on Uniswap around $34.22 if we can make it back up there. And I would like to take a long position if and only if we make it back down to $25.22. If we see any kind of reason to take long positions around these parts, of course we will take them. But for now, I'm just being patient and waiting for the rest of the market to show us where it wants to be heading next. We don't have any reason to be impatient with this kind of market. It's very volatile, and we do not want to be caught with our pants down on this one. So the next one we've got here is going to be Monero. So Monero, similar thing, spiked down to previous high. There it is, almost to the dollar, almost to the cent, spiked down to that level. So longer term, this one's looking constructive. Again, do we see a backfill on those spikes? Yes, we usually do. So if we can see a backfill, I do think that backfill would be a very good buy opportunity. So for Monero, any kind of break below, well, any kind of break down to 270 is going to be a long opportunity for me, in my opinion. I'd be looking to go long very aggressively from this level right there. Also, to the same token, any kind of break above 375, I would be looking for an extension back up to 432. Let's keep an eye on this one. This one is very interesting. This one looks more neutral in my opinion. I don't have an opinion on this one. Is it going to go up first or down first? Closing above the 10 simple moving average, we do see a lot of volume behind this spike down. So do we see a retracement back down to this previous level of structure, this accumulation zone around 240 before we saw the ultimate breakdown? We do have a level of structure in here. I just didn't put the box in. There's the box. So perhaps we do see some lower prices happening over the next couple of days. All right, so the next one is going to be Neo. Neo, you can see right here, is shooting for the moon. This one is really, really bullish currently. It also did have that spike down, but it was bought quite aggressively back up from the 21 exponential moving average, which is interesting to see. So this one's a lot more bullish. And for myself, I would be looking to take a long position for Neo anywhere around $110 or as low as $94. This would be the best level for me, in my opinion, to take a long position around $98. Let's call it that. So we'll be keeping an eye on this one throughout the day, possibly going to be longing Neo very soon. So Litecoin, similar thing, big spike to the downside, usually gets backfilled. So we'll keep an eye on this one. This one does look like it wants to break down here. If we look at the lower term time frames, again, rejecting from the 21 exponential, rejecting from previous levels of structure. So any kind of close below 267, I'm going to go short on Litecoin, but I would love to buy Litecoin around 232. All right, that's it for this market update video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.